You're wasting all this time. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? I don't need to know because you waste our time too.
What do you have to say to me?
Bro, I watched a scary movie with him.
I'm gonna have to shut this podcast off. You're talking about the Earth being flat. Thousands of scientists have looked into it. You think they're all wrong? It is worse. Murder's worse. That's reality. This shit doesn't work. Here's the problem. You've talked to too many guys that let you say shit like that, and then it becomes like vernacular.
That's why you need to get a Twitter.
You go too far. You go too far. You go too far down to this guy, that guy. I got to take notes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Drop a shout out in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest in Hollywood goodness. Hope you all enjoy what comes next. Joe Rogan may be the king of long-form podcasting, but not every guest walks out unscathed. From awkward silences to full-on verbal sparring matches, here are some of the wildest moments where Rogan lost it. Live on air. Some were justified. Others, straight up chaos. Let's break it all down. Andrew Hill, Aikido Smackdown. Scientist Andrew Hill dared to bring up Aikido, and Joe unleashed. He called the demonstrations nonsense and mocked the idea that they'd work on a real fighter. If you're throwing yourself to the ground in a dojo, Rogan's not buying it.
This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at nonsense. Well, it's good because this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That guy's running into him. See, this is the thing with all these goddamn demonstrations. That guy's willingly cooperating.
Well, yeah, I mean,
look at that.
He's practicing the technique, and practicing technique, you either cooperate or your arm breaks.
Well, this isn't even cooperating. This guy's throwing himself on the ground. This is silly. The guy's just standing there. This would never work against a trained fighter. Never. Not in a million years. You get a NCAA Division I wrestler, he's going to shoot on this guy, and this guy's going to be on his head in seconds. It just doesn't work.
Brian Redban, promo overkill. Redban wouldn't stop plugging his comedy gigs. Even mid-topic, Rogan got fed up and snapped on air, calling him out for hijacking the show with shameless self-promotion. It got awkward fast.
Redban had a penchant for interrupting, and in this case, it got him in trouble. Near the end of number 415 with Justin Foster, Redban brings up some positive reception that he recently received for his stand-up. Rogan saw this as bragging, resulting in some long and awkward bickering between the two.
Jamie Kilstein, off-limits comedy. Kilstein joked about assault, and Rogan wasn't having it. He exploded, calling the joke dangerous and insane. Some topics are off-limits, even in comedy. Rogan made that crystal clear.
Of honesty, the real issue came not just because of that, but because of your characterization.
The next day.
Yeah.
Totally. So the next day...
There's a video out about it that someone put together called the Kilstein Delusion.
Yeah, and some of that shit was taken out of context. Some of that shit I will completely own up to. I watched it once. I mean, I lost my managers. I was having someone hacked my Twitter and just wrote rape all over it. And I was kind of like...
Why'd you lose your manager?
They said it was because I don't cooperate with the comedy community.
Brian Callen, fake tough guy exposed. Callen tried to play the alpha male card. Bad move. Rogan tore into him, calling out his fake tough guy act and accusing him of letting people walk all over him for years. It was brutal and kind of hilarious.
He goes, I fucking wish a demon would grab me, man. You know what I would do? And I'm like,
I get mad.
Why are you talking to me like this?
It's not that you get mad. It's that you hang around with people for a long time. You hung around with people that allowed you to talk like that.
No.
Without mocking you.
Who aren't tough.
You bully me, bro. I don't give a shit about your UFC bullshit. I will fucking come right at you.
I could pin you on the ground right now and put my dick in your mouth.
You could try.
For no reason.
You could try, and guess what?
Just because it's the nice
Guess
Saturday.
what? I would fucking come right to your house. Bully me.
If I
you try bullying me right now, motherfucker.
You know what your problem
Hold on, let me handle this.
Adam Conover, trans debate blowout. Things went nuclear when Conover defended hormone therapy for trans kids. Rogan challenged everything: stats, science, and intent. The debate turned into a philosophical fistfight. No topic off limits.
But it is a choice, right? I mean, if you're choosing to add hormones to a child's body, that's a choice.
It's a choice blockers. It's a choice on the part of the parent. It's not a choice on the part of the child. You know, experience of being trans and not receiving hormones, right, and not having the body that you identify with. The feeling of dysphoria, right, is extremely painful and is a condition unto itself, right? The best treatment for that we know exists is to do gender confirmation via hormones. And
you know that doesn't affect the suicide rate. The suicide rate for trans people is very high, post-op and pre-op. Really doesn't get affected by whether or not you treat them.
Well, the operation, one
question could be,
misconception is
why is that? Is that because they're not accepted by society and we're not more loving?
Joey
I feel
Diaz,
the energy is different, but guess what,
clash.
G?
What?
Diaz
It don't
came in
apply
hot
to
about
me.
woke
It don't apply to
censorship.
me. This is
Rogan
just
didn't
a
push
Cuban
back much,
American.
but the
Because of
energy
how
was
he was raised
intense.
and where he was
Diaz
raised, he
wasn't
finds
backing
himself
down
in a
on how
tricky
he
position,
talks,
didn't push it
and
too
Rogan
far.
let him vent in
And it is a
full,
very unique
raw
issue
form.
because times have
Do you feel like
Tell you
people are more
something, you won't-
sensitive?
I know you won't get mad at me. I feel the energy is different, but guess what, G?
What?
It don't apply to me. It don't apply to me. Doesn't apply to me, and it's never going to apply to me. Okay? I understand me shooting your special on your network. You don't want me to use certain words. There's parts, and I get that. This is a business.
Right.
This is a business, and I got mouths to feed. Okay? And I'm sorry.
No.
This is just
this
so you know.
You
No!
shouldn't be sorry. You're not
This is
supposed
just
to
so
be
you know.
sorry.
You know what I put on yesterday? And this is it. This
What?
is it because it's time.
What?
We're not taking it no more. I'm not taking it no more. I put on an album, and again, I'm very sorry if I offend somebody. I didn't name it this. He did. So take your fucking problem up with him. Name of the album is Bicentennial.
N-word compilation, The Fallout. Joe made a rare apology after a compilation surfaced of him using the N-word over the years. He called it the most shameful moment of his career. But even some of his biggest fans, like The Rock, walked away.
I'm making this video to talk about the most regretful and shameful thing that I've ever had to talk about publicly. There's a video that's out that's a compilation of me saying the N-word. It's a video that's made of clips taken out of context of me of 12 years of conversations on my podcast. Now, I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years, but for a long time, I thought as long as it was in context, people would understand what I was doing. I was also talking about how there's not another word like it in the entire English language is allowed to use it, and they can use it in so many different ways. Like if a white person says that word, it's racist and toxic, but a black person can use it and it could be a punchline, it could be a term of endearment, it could be lyrics to a rap song, it could be a positive affirmation. It's a very unusual word, but it's not my word to use. I'm well aware of that now. And there's another clip that I have to address. There's a clip from 11 years ago.
Planet of the Apes comment, PR disaster. Another clip resurfaced where Rogan described a black neighborhood as like Planet of the Apes. He apologized, said it sounded horrible, but insisted it wasn't racist. Public reaction, not great.
And I was trying to make the story entertaining, and I said we got out and it was like we were in Africa. It's like we were in Planet of the Apes. I did not, nor would I ever say that black people are apes, but it sure fucking sounded like that.
Martial arts BS. Joe's breaking point. Joe hates phony martial arts. Anytime a guest hypes up something like chai energy or no contact fighting, he goes full UFC mode, dissecting every delusion with surgical precision. Joe's trigger points? No filter zone. Whether it's politics, fake fighting, or comedy ethics, Rogan doesn't sugarcoat. These outbursts show a man who values authenticity, even when it turns the studio into a battlefield. Which meltdown shocked you most? Drop a comment, smash that like button, and hit subscribe so you never miss the chaos. See you in the next one!